If you're a Lumina Learning practitioner or consider getting qualified and want to bring Lumina Learning's tools into your workplace, and you want to explore how to view your splash in the Lumina Splash app, you're in the right place. Hi, I'm Mireille, Solutions Lead with Lumina Learning and a facilitator and coach. Today, I'm going to walk you through the key steps of viewing your splash in the app. Together, we'll go through navigating around the 8 aspects of someone's splash, how to view the splash and spot development opportunities easily, and how to look at the 3 personas and see how people's behavior changes in different contexts. Exploring your splash using the app is a really great way to identify development opportunities so that you can adapt your behaviors and become more effective. If someone has a full Lumina Spark portrait, you can explore the 3 personas. You can see what their hidden potential is in their underlying persona. You can look at their everyday behaviors and also see when those behaviors become ineffective and overextended. Exploring someone's splash through the 3 personas is a really great way to see how people's behavior changes in different contexts so that you can have a conversation that's grounded in reality and looks at how their behavior might show up in the workplace, whether they're being effective or more overextended. So now let's look at how to view your splash in the Splash app. The first thing that you see when you open the app will be your splash. Now for this person, we can see that in their combined persona, they are really quite big picture thinking, but also they have a fair amount of down to earth. They have both some extroversion and also quite a lot of introversion. So there are some interesting paradoxes going on there. So we can look closer at some of the aspects. For example, let's look at big picture thinking. We can click on big picture thinking and we can read a statement and also see exactly the percentage of big picture thinking that this person has. And perhaps we want to remind ourselves of what big picture thinking is in terms of the definition of the aspect. So we can click on read more and it gives us a full definition of the aspect. Now we can go back to the full splash and we can do the same, of course, with any of the other aspects. We can also just toggle through if we want to go from aspect to aspect and work our way around the splash. So let's explore this person's 3 personas. So we saw that in the combined, they had some paradoxes and also some lower aspects. Let's see what happens when we hone in on the underlying persona. So we see a little bit of difference here. It's interesting to note that they've maintained some of those same paradoxes, but actually people focus has gone down a little, and it seems like their inspiration driven in that natural underlying persona is a little bit higher than what we saw in the combined. Let's see how they tune things up or tune things down in their everyday persona. So this is interesting because several of their aspects have gone down in the everyday, indicating that this person might be tuning down some of the things that come to them naturally. For example, we can see that inspiration driven has gone down, but also both their introversion and their extroversion has gone down, as has their down to earth. Let's see what happens when this person overextends. We can see that some of the aspects that had gone down in their everyday have come back out again. We could see that their extroversion was a bit higher, their people focus has come back out, but also interestingly, they're now also showing some discipline driven that wasn't there before. If this person was looking at their splash, they might want to delve in a little bit deeper into one of their paradoxes, the big picture thinking and down to earth paradox. We saw that in their underlying, the paradox is even more pronounced. It seems they naturally have an ability to be big picture thinking. We saw 96%. We can see that this person is 96% big picture thinking in their underlying. And if we go around, back to the other side, we can see that they're also just about equally down to earth, 97%. So that's in their underlying persona. And it would seem that they are able to look at the big picture, think in an abstract and conceptual way, but also paying attention to the details and being practical. In their everyday, though, the down to earth has come down a bit. So it's come down to 67%. Let's see what's happening in the big picture. 90%, so still quite high, just down a little bit. So that would indicate that in an everyday situation, this person is keeping that big picture thinking. They're still trying to think in an abstract way, make use of that ability to be conceptual, maybe even pushing for change a little bit with their radical. But they're somehow tuning down their down to earth a bit. Maybe they don't have the same opportunities to use that ability to be practical. Maybe they don't want to show that cautious side that they have. What happens in the overextended? So the pattern continues, and in the overextended, it seems the down to earth doesn't come out very much. So when an overextended aspect is low, that means that that person doesn't use it so much, it's not causing so much of a problem. 41%, so it's still there, but it's probably not the thing that impacts them most when they're overextended. On the other hand, that big picture thinking ability that they had is still high at 98%, perhaps even higher than it was in the other personas. And so that's maybe something that they have to watch out for. Maybe that ability to use that abstract thinking is now taking them into a place where they're being a little bit unrealistic or trying to push for change that's not necessary. After you've done an exploration of the splash at that 8 aspect level in the app, you may wish to delve deeper by going back to the Lumina Spark portrait and perhaps challenging some of those assumptions that we are making and some of those narratives that we are building around what's happening. For example, we were looking at the big picture thinking qualities, and so we can see here the detail across the 3 personas and the down to earth. And we can dig into those persona patterns and see what might really be happening through those 3 personas. Please give us a follow on LinkedIn and subscribe to our channel. For similar walkthroughs and thought leadership, don't forget to subscribe here on YouTube and follow us on LinkedIn and follow the podcast. If you're a Lumina practitioner, then all of the materials from this video are available to you in the resource library. And if you're just getting to know the Lumina Learning perspective on helping organizations to perform at their best through developing more effective behaviors, you can grab our monthly email update for free resources and thought leadership events, or find out about using our tools in the description below.